Recap that Omaha Challenge for us, sir, Captain Cook.
Well, it was a lot of fun. Got to learn a lot about the guys and how they like to compete, and it was a lot closer this year than a lot of the other years, I guess. And so this year's team likes to compete.
They're calling you the Friday night guy. How are you feeling about that? You ready for that big step?
Well, we haven't really found out yet, but if I get that opportunity, I'll be really excited and honored to get that.
Ryan, can you talk a little bit about your summer? How that went for you? What kind of experience?
This past summer was really exciting for me. I got the opportunity to play in the Cape Cod League and also with Team USA. Two of the greatest experiences a college baseball player can have. And it was a lot of fun. I got to travel a lot of cool places and had some success. And it's something I'll remember for a long time.
What do you think now when people talk about you as a first-round draft pick possibly?
I try not to worry about that too much. All I can control is how I play and how I lead this team. And I feel that if I go out and lead this team to a lot of wins, everything else will kind of fall into place.
Coach said one of the things that makes you a great hitter is you never give away an at-bat, no matter what the situation is. Is that something you learned that early on in Little League? Somebody kind of get that across to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just something you kind of learn over time. You just try to compete every at-bat. You know, the longer you get to stay in an at-bat, the more chances you get to hit mistakes. And if you compete, you give yourself a chance to get some good pitches to see and have some more success.
He also called you an RBI mongrel. What does that mean?
I guess that means I have a lot of RBIs. 2 years. I know I've had quite a few, but I credit that to the people in front of me. I mean, people have to get on base. I've been lucky enough to hit into some really good lineups and hit a good spot in the lineup. So I just credit that to people on base before me and the people that hit after me that make it easy to go out there and take some pressure off. If I don't get the job done, someone else behind me will.
Do you concentrate more on hitting when there's a guy on base?
I'd say the pressure's magnified a little bit, but I mean, really, it's just baseball. I'm trying to get hit every time I go up there anyway. They're just a little bit more important when someone's on base.
You're kind of the senior, so to speak, and you had a lot of success. Working with this younger team to kind of understand that tradition.
Yeah, it's my senior year. It's my last go-around. I've been here for what seems like forever, so I feel like I can bring a lot of experience, a lot of leadership to this team. I know there was a lot of freshmen when I was a freshman, and I really appreciate the older guys on that team stepping up and kind of letting us know, what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right, and I feel like I can do that with this group of younger guys. And I've been through a lot, so hopefully I can, be a leader for this team.
Will this team be more of a defense, pitching-oriented team than a slugging team like last year really was?
Our pitching is really going to carry us pretty far this year. I really feel good about our offense though. After these past few scrimmages, we've really started to click as a unit, and I know a lot of guys are looking towards our pitching and our defense, but I think our offense is going to surprise a lot of people and win us a few ball games as well. But our pitching defense is definitely going to win us a lot of ball games as well.
Speaking of Drew and Ryan, naturally, you guys being hitters, what from your all standpoint, what are the differences with the new bats? What have you guys seen to be the big thing? Is it really taking a whole lot off the ball, or how do you guys feel about the new bats?
I mean, it's just like anything else. I mean, everyone has to use them. It's just going to be a little bit of adjustment. I think, you're not going to see probably as many towering home runs as you have in the past. Those huge fly balls that kind of get over the fence by a little bit. I think most of those will be outs now. But, I mean, really, it's just baseball. Everyone has to use them. We're still going to be an offensive-minded team. We're going to have a lot of doubles. We're still going to hit some home runs. And we're really not too worried about the kind of impact the bats are going to have.
When you pick them up, though, can you tell any difference in what's if they're light, heavier, or the composition of them is different? What's changed?
I'd say maybe they're a little bit heavier toward the end of the bat. The old aluminum bats have more of an even weight distribution all throughout. These might have a little bit more top heavy, but really they feel good. I think our team feels pretty good about the latest models that have come out, the ones we get to swing during the year. And like I mentioned, everyone has to use them, and we're just going to deal with it.
What about as a pitcher? How do you feel about it?
I like the change. I mean, like Ryan said, those big, high fly balls that barely get out, they're going to be outs now, and that's going to help out a lot of pitchers. And I just like the change. It's going to be a little safer, I guess. And
Can you tell that the ball doesn't rocket up the middle quite as fast as it has in the
I mean,
past?
there's been a little bit of difference. We haven't seen as many home runs in our scrimmages this year, but I mean, it's not going to change the game a whole lot, I don't think. It's still going to be the baseball game, and you still have to get outs.
Coach talked about always talking about the future to you guys. Do you remember at any point last year where he had you guys decide, you know, like individually and maybe talked about what you were going to have to do this year, so he was kind of preparing you, you know, at that moment for this year?
I mean, I know me personally. I remember the day we lost to Vanderbilt in the regional final. Coach Mack kind of brought me aside just for a couple minutes and just explained to me, you know, how, you know, I'm going to be one of the leaders next year on this team, and you know what it means to the program to have, you know, important senior leadership to keep to not have any down years in the program. We don't, you know, like to think of having any rebuilding years, but more of reloading years. So he just kind of talked to me how important it is to keep the momentum as a program that we've had rolling for the last few years.
This is pure speculation, but with the new bats, Drew, have you taken on a new responsibility and maybe teaching these guys your stiller bunting skills, or?
Yeah, Coach has definitely got a lot more guys early button than he did last year. It was just a few of us last
Right.
year, but there's a bigger group doing it now. But yeah, for me, my game's not going to change a whole lot. I'm going to still bunt a lot, still hit a lot of singles. I mean, I never was a home run hitter, so the bats aren't going to make that big of a difference for me. But yeah, a lot of guys are going to be, you know, laying down bunts maybe in situations where they wouldn't have last year, so we'll be ready for that.
Both Drew and Ryan, you guys have always sacrificed for the team. Like Coach Mack was just in here a little while ago talking about less than 2 outs, that Ryan will take the sacrifice. You've always been great at that. This year, do you, like what the younger guys Coach Mack is talking about, they come in, they've been starters, and now it's a humbling experience because they got to play behind guys like you. How much have you guys played a role in maybe mentoring the younger guys to help them get acclimated to the college level?
Yeah, well, a coach always says when you come in as a freshman, you're always that star player, you know, on your team, and that might not be the role you take your first year here. And each year, your goals become more and more about the team and less about you each year. And I found that true for me. When I came in, I had all these personal goals for me as an individual, and now all I care about is, you know, getting wins, going as far as we can, getting to Omaha. And I think it takes a little time, but I mean, we definitely got to lead by example and show them that we're not worried about our stats. We're not worried about, you know, how good we look. We want the team to look good. We want to win as many games as we can. And if that's us playing, us not playing, whatever it takes to win, that's what you got to be happy with. And it's not about you as an individual as much as it's the team.
I think one of the most important things Coach Mack ever said to me when I was a freshman is, you know, I had Chris Dominguez, Andrew Clark, Phil Wunderlich, Jeff Arnold, Adam Duvall, all those guys. And, you know, he said, we're not necessarily looking at you to carry this team, but you got to do something that's going to help us win. And I think with the younger guys, that's going to be especially true. Just do whatever you can to help us win. Steal bases, sacrifice bunts, hit and runs. I think more so now than ever, the small ball aspect of the game is going to win us a lot more ball games than it has in the past when we've had those big, you know, Andrew Clark, Chris Dominguez type hitters.
For Cookie and for you guys, as far as, we got a lot of new guys on the team this year, a lot of incoming players. As far as pitching and from fielding players and batters, who has been standing out to you guys from this new freshman class that has came in?
I mean, all of them have their own individual things that they do well. Pitching, there's been a few guys standing out. Chad Green and Days Kime have done really well, but they've done some starting and some relieving in the scrimmages. But there's also been guys like Brandon Alphin and Cody Egie and Cole Sturgeon that do their job too. They all have been doing well, so it's really hard to say which one's been standing out more than the other.
I'll just speak for the infielders. I know the infielders have been playing pretty well. We got new guys, Ryan Sees, Alex Chittenden, Ty Young, and I think they've been playing pretty well. Alex Chittenden's looked really good at shortstop, really good defender, and Ty Young and Ryan Sees are both pretty gifted offensively. And I think that at some point, you know, whether it's to start the year or later on down the line, they'll both impact us, you know, very strong in the lineup.
In the outfield, Cole Sturgeon and Adam Engel. Adam Engel came in as an infielder, and he's transitioned to the outfield, and he's doing a great job at that. He's just a freak athlete, and he can play anywhere on the field. But yeah, he's doing really well. He's swinging it a lot better. Once he gets on base, he'll be on third before you even know it because he's so fast. So, and Cole Sturgeon, he came in an outfielder, so he had a little less to improve on in the outfield, but he's doing really well. He's swinging it well, so I've been pretty pleased with those guys.
And Drew, you might be playing some left field, or you will be playing left, or do you know?
I don't know yet, but wherever coach wants me to play, I'll play. If he needs me to play shortstop, I'll play shortstop.
Right.
Whatever. If I'm in the lineup, I'll do my best to that position.
Hope you'll get that.
Yeah.
It'll be desperate if I'm there, but like I said, anywhere on the field, I'll play, and as long as it's helping the team win.
What about you, Ryan? Second base, likely?
Yeah, second base most likely. There are certain circumstances where I could slide back over to shortstop, but for right now to start the year, I'll be in second.
Is there any hitter in particular you try and pattern yourself after or be like?
I wouldn't say any hitter specifically. Maybe kind of like a Michael Young type hitter. He's not necessarily a huge power guy, but he does hit for some pop, and he hits a lot of doubles. He hits for a high average, good contact hitter. I think someone like that is someone that can be a favorable comparison.
So just keep putting the ball in play is more important
absolutely.
than over the fence?
Yeah.
Is that the way you've always been, or have you developed that since you've been here?
In high school, I was definitely more of a home run guy. It was a little bit easier back then. But since I come here, I have hit some home runs, but that's not necessarily the most important thing. The most important thing is getting on base and just getting a lot of hits.
Ryan, how much has Drew changed because of the billboard on 64?
You didn't even want to know. I rarely go a day without that being mentioned to me.
Do you have a billboard?
I do not, no.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
That's good for Drew. That's awesome. He lives close by. I feel like every time I go with Drew somewhere, he runs into someone he knows, and every single one of them have seen the billboard. It's great publicity for him and for the program as well.
If you go somewhere with him, does he usually take a route to swing you by?
Take the long way.
He
Yeah.
tries, yeah.
Right to the sack always goes.
Yeah.
Anything else for this group before I bring the last two guys in? Thanks, guys.
Good luck this season, fellas.